Mandem podcast, episode 188. First and foremost, let's wish you, everyone's doing this, so I'm going to do it too. Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year, everyone. The last day we can say it.
It's the last day we can say it.
Yeah. This year we're cutting it off early.
As it could stretch to the 10th.
You're gonna get
10 days grace.
There's going to be a lot of it in the office tomorrow. I say in the office when everyone gets back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's get back to business, man.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah. Hi, team.
We've got work to do, man.
Hi, team.
With these greetings.
I think you got 10 days still.
Yeah, 10 days is good. 10 days is good.
Safe. After that, it's a bit leaving.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it after that. Just there. I'm not saying it again.
Yeah, last time.
He is, Watch. He is. I'm gonna catch you.
But drop something off to Mike's house. You lot will see.
Just waiting for it.
Not in the mood. Not having it.
You know what? Yeah. This is similar to Christmas, where I was in a group and on like 24th, people like, oh yeah, Merry Christmas, all like, and I'm like,
hello.
Tomorrow, like you could just send your message tomorrow. Everyone's like, yeah, Merry Christmas, have a good, and I'm like, bro, it's definitely.
It's
tomorrow,
Mike. Is this on a WhatsApp thing or?
Yeah.
Oh, so like I get it. If it's like,
nah, bro,
something you got to log into.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm not logging in on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
If it's on WhatsApp.
No, WhatsApp. People are like,
people are getting busy.
I'm like,
man.
It's definitely tomorrow. Like,
you've got bare time on your hands as well.
Yeah, you say have a good Christmas.
Yeah, just say that.
Yeah. No, I got one, Mike, as well. I got a happy Christmas on thing, 24th, and I said pardon to the guy.
No, you say, I'll just say have a good Christmas, innit? I want.
He's in Australia.
He's not in Australia. he's Hungarian, and apparently in a lot of Europe, they celebrate it on the 24th.
The 24th. No. My people are British, fam.
Brexit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Speaking of that, we are in 2021 now.
Mm-hmm.
We made it through 2020. I was gonna say, felt like the longest year ever. But I don't want to say that because I don't know if that applies to everyone. I think it did and it didn't in a weird kind of way.
It's the opposite for me. That last year went super quick.
Yeah.
Like the
quick for you, lot.
Yeah. I think I've said it on a few episodes, didn't it? That there was fuck all going on, but it still went fast.
I feel like it was both somehow. Don't ask me how.
I hear you. I do hear you.
Certain days felt long as shit, but then I'm like, blood, we're in October.
It was like because you don't get the usual like checkpoints, innit?
Yes. Other than the seasons, they were my only checkpoints this year. Like,
I can't lie. Right now, it's looking like
right outside, isn't it?
Quite like a bag of 50s right now.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It is not bad.
For London, in Brum and that, it's snowing and shit.
Snowing and that, isn't
it? Yeah. It's crazy.
Go on, Mike. Go on. I know you. Go on. You want to talk about your victory yesterday? Go on.
Yeah, I don't know. I know the ball yesterday. Like there was snow on there and. Yeah, it's mad. 4-0, come on, my thing.
4-0, yeah. Against who?
Yeah.
Who'd you play again?
Man that are in and around us, innit? So.
Your classmate.
Hey, Drake 6 and that, come on.
That is the biggest BS I've seen in years, like.
How was New Year's for you, man?
Yeah, New Year's was all right, man. It was very similar to Christmas Day. Very similar to Christmas Day. Basically done exactly the same thing. But it was a later night, a much later night.
Doing Christmas.
Yeah. Because a couple man were on the Zoom and all of that, innit?
Oh yeah.
Man were on the Zoom and then it was mad. But no, it was cool, man. I wasn't expecting the fireworks.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't expecting. They went to town with it still.
And I thought that was very cold. I was watching it like this is cold, man.
Yeah,
I was rating it. I respected it still.
I watched it the day after, and it's quite impressive what they did.
I thought it was all right. I don't know, man. I feel like since I was about like 10 years old, I'm like, fireworks.
No, I hear you about that. I do hear you about that. But I think it was more like.
No, it was more the recap.
I never really fuck with it. Like, I never really watch it and be like, oh, this is. But this year it was like, oh shit, they're doing a firework, and then it just carried on going and going and going. I was like, oh, this is sick.
Mm.
Yeah, I like because they're like drones and stuff, innit? I like the
Yeah.
symbology,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
like
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of going through the month and whatnot. Which yeah, it was all right, man. It was all right. Just I guess I've done that traditionally for a long time now. There'll be like a bit of a toast, like everyone they'll be drinking a glass, everyone will cheers kind of thing. And yeah, that was like it. But I feel like New Year's is always kind of like that. It's just like
I don't know if I've told you that, but I always feel booky at New Year's, man.
You have
yes,
said,
you have.
Me
You
too.
have
Me
said
too.
that, and I
I
always
don't.
thought it was
It's
spooky
weird,
though,
man.
since you
you have
said that.
said this.
How did this one feel?
It's like a melancholy feeling. Like it's just like, I don't know, man. I feel. It's like, I don't know. I feel sad sometimes.
I guess it's.
Dan, I feel
mad.
you. I actually feel you.
I guess because
I know what you
it's
mean.
the end, but then it's also the start. It's the end of a year, and so it's also the start of a year.
But this year as well. This year you felt sorry, like almost sad, waving.
No, it's just like looking back, and I'm just like, that was a fucked up year. Like,
Yeah.
and I thought that forever, but this year, like, I was like, that was really fucked up.
You're really deep in it.
Yeah. And then you got to climb uphill to get into this new year. But no, this one it was alright. It was as good as it can be. It was at home. I think I had 2 bottles of wine, fell asleep on the sofa. Yeah, man. Good as it could be, I think.
You see any clips circulating of any underground parties and
Oh my god, yeah, I saw. I don't know where it was, but it was like a normal or previous form of normal. Like
Sergio.
people were having like table service and that.
What?
Like, these things, they're like well organized. Like,
so it's in a rave, like it's not like a yard thing, like a house party.
No. It's like a
loads.
warehouse or a banqueting
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I guess sound is a thing at these raves. But you try keep the sound in, but there's still going to be like reverberations. So somehow it slips or leak out on social media. But yeah, I see like a rave getting locked off, girls in heels, like people went out, man.
Yeah.
Really.
How do you lot feel about when you see this shit?
I think it's where we eat it thing, man.
I just shake my head, man, because it just.
Do you get it at all?
No.
I get it, but it's just at the same time, it's just stupid, really.
I don't even get it, fam.
It's just I get it because people want to go, and New Year's Eve in particular, people want to go out, people want to have fun, and these, I guess, businesses need to make money. Somehow they've been shut for most of the year. But then, yeah, if we want to be able to go to these places in freedom, then we need to stop. We need to stop doing this at some point.
Yeah.
I guess my view on it is, I was speaking from a privileged position, like, of having total freedom as a youth coming up. Like, you could go anywhere, do what you want, whatever. I feel like if I was like 17 or 18, or in that region, I feel like being told to stay indoors, and whether right or wrong, you're being told your age group can't be affected by this, or you don't know anyone that has been. I get it, man. Youth rebel. I think the older people that are doing it, it's kind of like you just want everything. You've had your childhood.
Yeah.
Take a night off here or there, or take 8 months off. But I do understand why, like, and I'm not justifying it, but I can understand why, some youngsters would want to get out in the mix again. But I mean, that's not me justifying it. But it's stupid, isn't it?
I get it. I get it to some degree.
You're a youth and you're going back to probably a house which is owned by someone and you in a riskier age group. It doesn't really make sense to go log on.
I hear that, but like I hear the wanting to go and do it, innit? But actually going and doing it or whatever, it's just like, bro, I've maintained the same argument throughout the whole of this. Like, it's bigger than you, it's bigger than me, it's bigger than us. Like, it's a worldwide thing. Let's try and make this the last little stretch now.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it properly, get it done. Like.
So it's about like self restraint and that, like, because I want to go out. But it's just where we are. But it's so embarrassing, man. I see videos of people like being like shepherded out of like a rave and like
Mm.
covering their faces. My thing is like, if you're gonna go own it, like
Yeah, I
if
see
you don't
like a
believe
police
like
car
this is
pulling
like
up, people
a
are
big
running off.
thing,
And
yeah. Why you run like own that? You clearly believe it's not as big a problem. So yeah, why you hiding your face like?
Yeah, it's a bit mad.
I guess people, yeah, you know when you're doing wrong in it. You probably don't.
Yeah,
want that
yeah,
for-
of course.
Yeah, but messy, man, messy.
Mm.
Yeah, I hope that's the last. How'd you say, man? I hope this is the last stretch. But
The last stretch.
I guess, yeah, waking up today, there was news that I think there could be stricter restrictions coming in. But I don't know what else. What more can you take away from? Yeah,
What
as
could
Tyrese
that
said, what more do you want
possibly
from me?
be?
Like,
I don't think
This is the thing, yeah.
I don't think it would apply
Sorry,
to
Les.
like the general people. It'd probably be, I know schools was up for discussion whether kids will go back because they're due to go back on
that
the
debate's
4th.
raging on.
Yeah.
Some
Go on,
schools,
then. Yeah, I don't think it will apply to everyone. It might be a specific.
Oh no, I was.
Oh, so you think it would just be like the school stuff and all of that?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because other than that, I'm trying to think.
What more could they do?
Yeah. Don't work from home. I'll take
Like,
that.
I don't know. They got a thing, man. Like, it needs to. What the weird thing is that in March or whatever, the rules were the rules any stricter than they are now.
Yes.
I feel like
I want to say they.
It was the one-time exercise thing,
Yeah.
and you couldn't go like a certain distance. I think you could only go
yeah,
10K
stuff
from
like
your
that.
house or something.
Yeah.
I think people are just fatigued by the whole thing.
You know what it is?
People don't take it seriously enough. They
Yeah.
don't care, and the rules aren't being enforced. There was a danger at the start of this, like if you, I don't know how they were going to figure out. I came up my yard twice or whatever, but there was a bit of like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just, stick to the rules. That's not the case now.
I think
people are just living their lives like they don't care.
I think the difference between then and now is March 2020. No one knew what the hell was going on.
The unknown. It's the fear of the unknown.
So
we no longer have
I
that.
take shops as the example. Shops weren't prepared for any of this. Any organization weren't prepared for this. There were no safety measures, no PPI, no PPE. Sorry, no
PPI.
PPI. No PPI.
I wish there was.
None of those. So like my post office down the road, when it first happened in March, it was shut for like 2 weeks. And the post office is quite an important shop when there's certain things that you need to do. But that was gone for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But now they've been open since then, but they've got the sort of plastic sort of sheets, and other shops down the road have it as well. So now that I guess non-essential shops are supposed to be closed, there are some that are still open, but they're better prepared and equipped rather than how they were back then. So I think that's the slight difference in what we're doing now compared to March. But rules-wise, I think it's exactly the same. Non-essential shops shouldn't be open, but they are. Supermarkets aren't really doing the queuing thing either.
Yeah. Places are just better set up to deal with it now, innit?
Yeah,
so like I've noticed what I was gonna say, Liz. I've noticed with like supermarkets, there's no queues anymore.
No.
In April, you're in some long queues.
Miles, like
It's a 20-minute whatever,
yeah.
until you get in at least. Now it's just pop straight in.
Although I have noticed in some areas, and it depends on the area you're in, there are queues outside supermarkets. So like as they're near me, there's no queue. But I think Rich, the Tesco near you, I think there's been queues.
There is occasionally. Obviously, I don't shop there anymore.
Yeah,
but I have seen some queues.
Yeah,
What,
And I
what's
bet
up?
it's
What's
nothing
up?
like what it was.
So
It's nothing like what it was. Nothing like that.
No. So I think they're in different areas. People that might be following the rules in some areas. They're not.
So yeah, they might do what you were saying, Rich, about just leaving your house once a day.
I feel that it's difficult because initially they had these rules. I think the majority of people stuck to them en masse. You could see it. You could feel it. There was less cars. You could hear it. Now that doesn't seem to be the case at all. I think the government broke their own rules, and then people were just like, "Oh, fuck it."
Yeah.
And I think ultimately it's the unknown versus the known.
Mm.
When you don't know, it's scary. When you don't have any answers, we don't know how this is going to play out. We don't know. We didn't really know. I felt like we knew fuck all about the virus then.
Mm.
Now, somebody knows someone that had it, and that person was fine for the most part. So they're like, sure, let me just go about my business. But we need to not be like this more than ever right now. This is the problem. Because I think I said it before we started the pod, but we're at peak coronavirus, like in our country right now.
Doesn't feel like it though.
But it doesn't feel like it at all.
Yeah.
I think it was just under 1,000 people died over like the last 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Daily, like that's high.
Do you know what
nobody know?
I think it is? I think back then, it was the impending doom. Like we felt like this is the end of the world. So I think they kind of wheeled it back a bit. And man were like, I can't even watch the news anymore, blah blah blah. But I feel like they've kind of gone too far the other way, whereby they're talking about X, Y, Z, and not really focusing on the stress and the strain that they're under.
Because I think, and everyone's had this discussion, and we've had it before, like things like the help to eat out or whatever it's called, eat out to help out. Things like that, everyone just got a bit loose. So, let's go out and eat and we'll go here. So then we got used to how life was back then. But then all of a sudden they said, oh, no, you can't go out. And we was like, well, we've just been out and everything was all right. So what's the difference kind of thing? And like to what Dan is saying, I think, they've gone too far the other way, and that's what's causing the problem. To get everyone back in, it's like having, I guess, sheep in a sort of cornered off area. You let them all out. Now you got to go run around and catch all of them to get them back. Like, and you're one man, or I guess one sort of body, the government, trying to do it. No one's fucking listening. And again, the internet's playing its part in conspiracy theories, and everyone's saying it's not real, and there's this and there's that. And all you can do is just make sure that you're following the rules and make sure the people around you.
It starts on a micro level, innit?
That's it.
Do your bit and try to influence those around you to do their bit. Hopefully it spreads. But
do we think we'll see an end to coronavirus? Do you think it will end in 2021?
When you say end,
I don't know. Like it's loose, isn't it? It's such a loose term.
Yeah.
But like we're definitely in it. It feels like, right. Well, for me at least personally, we're in it or under it right now. Do you think we'll see
normality a bit?
Whatever that is now, or new normal and all that shit. Do you think there'll be a normal period?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
An extended period. Do you think we'll be under like we'll come out and then have to go back in? Sorry, it's probably the best way.
I think we'll probably see like a toughening on the rules. I think because as we said, it's kind of it's loose-ish again. That needs changing. But I think, with, I guess, the rollout of the vaccine and whatnot, I think we'll probably see that. I think, I'm hoping that summer will be half decent. But it's going to take everyone to chip in and do their bit as well.
Yeah.
If we really want to get out of it.
Yeah, that's same Dan. So with the rules now, if people follow, mixed with the vaccine being rolled out, and we got the other Oxford vaccine that was approved and being started to roll out as of tomorrow or something like that.
Today, I think.
Is it today? So stuff like that, the two together should ease it up a lot.
On top of that as well, we'll, like, when I say the experts will know more. They'll learn more about how this thing works and like best ways to prevent it and whatnot. So I'm thinking so. What do you think, Rich? You seem pensive.
I hope so. I think we will get. How many months did we have out last time? I think it was, funnily enough, it was 4th of July that we had our independence, and that's when to help out and whatnot. And then we were back in lockdown by November. So what's that? July is the 7th month, so 3 months. Call it 3-4 months. I think we'll get a window like that. At the very least, I'm concerned about like the resurgence of a new strain, as we've been hearing about recently,
Mm.
like the flu, basically. It could be some kind of yearly thing, but
Mm.
to be seen. But again, I'm not on this. I don't want to believe too much. I don't want to. I think disappointment is set up by expectations. So I feel like
Yeah.
I'm part of maybe my coping mechanism is to not expect that much in this case. So yeah, I think we'll definitely get a period where we'll feel like that things are back to normal, like we kind of did. I'm just worried that we could go back into it, but I hope I'm wrong.
I just don't think it's sustainable to live like this for extended periods. And I think, we talk about fatigue and whatnot. I think that people's patience will begin to wear thin. So even people that abide by the rules.
It's running out. It's
Big
people
time
are
running out. Big time
thin.
running out.
Yeah. But that's kind of the danger as well. But
Yeah. I hope it does. I hope it does end or whatever, like you say, Rich. I think it will, man. I think it will. I hope that it does at least by summer. Like we need to have summer proper.
Are you man counting your real ages? Because I'm not next year.
Fam, it's kind of miffy.
Bro.
I'm
It's
sticking
Bro,
I'm sticking
we're
to
not gal,
the
fam.
age.
It's on paper, fam. It's documented.
Are we saying only gal have age? Nah, man.
Only girls can get away with that thing, man.
No,
We're
fam.
man, fam.
It's like it's been paused,
Mhm.
but stuff's been going on, innit? Like like the load up screen and that. It's not really the game, innit?
Nothing's really
Stuff's
It's
been
not really
happening
the
in
game,
background.
but you're just loading up.
Yeah, I refuse to add on another year. I'm counting again. Yeah, once we get the green light, then that's when I'll stop counting again. But yeah, right now.
Until then, man haven't aged.
No,
I'm having my 30th and a bit in it in June.
30th and a bit.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
that kind of stuff.
But yeah, Dan, it is mad. This year's next.
Crazy, it's crazy. I guess tomorrow is like the first day of the year, first working day of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, we actually first working, I guess, week of the year is a full week.
Yeah. Usually it's like a couple days
Get a couple
weekend.
of days here and there, but yeah, it's a full week back to it.
Straight back into it, innit? And January, which is always shit anyway.
Always
Shit month, man.
Yeah. What is it? Blue Monday or something like that?
That's
typically the last Monday of January.
Yeah.
So
January
man haven't been paid yet and shit like that. Like everything.
I remember
looking
saying
bleak.
last year, next Jan, we got to do something. We got to go away. Because it's January just whack. Do you remember?
Yeah, because
Yeah. I'm like, January's dead. Let's go do something.
No.
That period's always depressing for man.
Look now.
And now we're just stuck in it. Blood, I was listening back to some of our podcasts around January, Feb, man. Boys, it's mad. Like, even like coronavirus is on the kind of slightly on the agenda. And just like hindsight, hindsight's 2020. Like looking back on it, you're just like, blood, man, we sound bare naive and like we sound bare silly. And we were probably taking it somewhat seriously.
We were recording in person then, weren't we?
Yeah, we're still recording in person.
Yeah.
And then
I remember talking about
5-6 weeks. It was a yard thing. We had to switch it up to remote, Zoom, all of that. Mad. I was watching thing actually. Some of you may have seen this or bits of Netflix Step to 2020.
I watched that the other day.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I watched it.
And it's like a comedy mockumentary kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it goes back through, it doesn't go back through every month, but it goes to like the highlights and whatnot. It's proper interesting, man. Like you don't realize, like obviously we think coronavirus dominated the year and it did, but bare things happened in 2020. Man.
Yeah, quite a lot.
Like bare stuff happened, bro.
What do you think of Death to 2020? Spoiler alert for people that haven't watched it just yet.
You're not missing anything.
I thought it was just all right. Like, I thought it was all right.
The only reason I put it on is because I just wanted to put something on the TV that I guess everyone could watch. But outside of that, I was like, there's no, if you don't watch it, you're not missing anything.
Really? Yeah.
I thought it was all right.
I think it's, I can see why people hate it and think it's garbage. Like I think it's clear to me that I didn't think it was like shit. I just thought, all right, cool, man. I see what you're trying to do here. I don't think you've hit the mark like properly, but
I would have.
it's all right. I just enjoyed like recapping the year.
Yeah, I think I would have.
What else happened in 2020 that you'd say was like?
Remember the World War III?
Yeah, the beginning of this year, we thought World War III was going to happen. That was like our big story. We was talking like,
yeah.
oh, what if man bombed London and like all that kind of stuff. And that,
shit, I remember.
Like you would have thought at that point that there's probably not going to be a bigger news story than possibly World War III.
Conspiracy theorists will say this is World War III.
That was
Conspiracy theorists say everything, fam. Like anything that you think hasn't been said, someone said it.
Hang on, since then, Yeah,
it's just mad to look back on like everything that happened. Like in what was it, May, June, the whole George Floyd thing. You almost could have forgot about coronavirus at that point.
Yeah, that was
because it was just it was its own.
Was that May and June?
Yeah. May, I think it happened. I think he died in May, and then obviously there was like riots for I want to say 2 to 3 weeks, maybe globally. Yeah, it was mad. This 2020.
The Australian bushfire.
That's how it opens up. Yeah. Which looked like hell rose up.
Bruv, yeah, 2020 safe, man.
Big mazza.
Put it in the bin, bro. Put it in the bin. What you man doing differently from tomorrow onwards? Not a resolution as such.
Differently from what I've been doing in the last week or so?
The last 2 weeks.
Eating better. Going for runs again, which I've started to do.
Going for a run this morning.
I done my first weight session yesterday. So yeah, continue doing that because I've been doing a mad thing. Eating whatever, eating bare. Bro, my first run that I done the other day, jolting.
Sluggish, innit? Sluggish.
Like
sluggish, ruggish bone, yeah.
Headache and that, fam. I like that. But yeah, just exercising, basically, doing a lot more of that. Yeah, man.
I think, I would agree with Mike. I feel like the start of the year is you're supposed to do some kind of exercise, isn't it? Like,
yeah, definitely.
For whatever reason, like it's like I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna get a 6-pack, all of that. So yeah, I'll be doing that. I guess that kind of like typical kind of stuff. Trying to eat better. I guess it's just around the Christmas period, you just fuck everything off, innit? Like mince pies, cake, all of that. So
consumption,
alcohol.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Just bare consumption. So yeah, getting exercise back in. Went for a run today. Went for one a couple of days ago. So we're in decent form.
Yeah.
The fitness and health. I feel like man's got to get on top of. I think you when like looking back on into like what Mike said last year, and January is bare depressing. It's probably like a coping mechanism that everyone should do fitness then, like unspoken kind of thing. So yeah, I'm definitely following that trend for our mental health, really.
I'm gonna learn the opening of another tune on the keys.
Cold.
Why are you only on openings?
The whole song, fam.
That's what.
Just wants to say, guess what song
the crowd. Yeah, that's it, really. Basically, that's it.
I need a whole song.
Some sample
That's
DJ.
It. No. I'll probably do that still.
What am I doing for the mind?
I want to do actually.
I was gonna say
yoga.
To answer your first question, Dan. Outside of the fitness thing, because I think it's kind of man's lifestyle, isn't it?
Typical.
Mandem, you sort of get little breaks, so you stop and then you go back into it. So that's not going to change. I guess outside of that, and to answer your question about the mind, I was saying to my younger brother the other day, because we're always talking about like TV series and stuff that we're watching, and I just finished.
I know where you're going with this. I think
I finished watching one yesterday. Called The Affair. I spoke about it a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
It's finished now, but it's 5 seasons. So I've done that, I don't know, in about 2 weeks or whatever it is. I said that's the last series I'm gonna watch for a very long time.
Okay.
Oh, swear.
Because they take up so much time. Like once you start going, you're invested and you kind of have to finish it off. But that's 5 seasons, 10 to 11 episodes per season, an hour long. Do the maths on that time.
Because bro, I always
you've
say
lost
this, and
2.5
I
days.
say this to the man all the time when man are talking about shows, and I'm like, some of them sound bare interesting. I probably want to get into it.
Yeah.
The time is mad. I'm like, how did man find the time to
Do
do
you know
it?
what? Do you know
But
what it is?
for me, I choose to game, innit?
Yeah, and I think that's
But still,
fine.
I'm just like, man, they watch bare stuff. I'm like, this
And
is
some
mad.
game as well.
Yeah. It takes up a lot.
I hear that, yeah.
A lot of
But it's
time.
kind of like, where's it like? Where do you find the time to do anything? Like, it's like especially now when we're all indoors, yeah, you could easily find the time.
Yeah,
saying
Now,
it's
yeah,
necessarily how
now,
you want to
now's a bit
spend it. I
different.
guess
But
you
I've
spend it.
always thought that, yeah.
Yeah, and to what I was going to say was how how I watch it, and it's probably not the best way to do it, is
You're a binger, innit?
I watch like 3-4 episodes in one go. That's all 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm on that. I'm on that.
Because I like to just watch it, and especially if it's something that's finished, you get everything together and you watch it and you're done with it. But yeah, I've said to my brother, like, that's the last series I'm going to watch this. I actually like, because then I now started The Industry.
I started
Because I finished the
live,
season
man.
in like at like 8 o'clock. I was thinking, I'm not going to bed now, so I need something to watch. And I was like, all right, let me go to BBC iPlayer. So I started that. So I think I'll finish that, then I'm done.
Then he's done, yeah.
Right, but for the mind, it's, I think, series that probably be the last one I watched for a very long time. And probably start reading again more. Last year, I didn't read. I probably read 1, maybe 2 books last year. But this year, I want to start reading again. Maybe I guess swapping out watching a series for a book. And I guess trying to do more mindfulness things, like, no, I wouldn't say meditating, but just thinking and sitting in silence more, not having to be distracted
from life with
a series or a
wind
game
down
or
time,
whatever.
bro.
Just
God
like,
knows, fam.
just sit down and just to chill, really. But
Man be laughing at me for like 2 years.
Taking life. What you say?
Mike,
Man be laughing
let me
at me
say
for
something.
2 years.
Let me say something. Let me say something on wax. Like, I respect it, the wind down
Thank
time.
you.
Man need to do that. We definitely need to do more of that. However, I'll question your wind down time. What's wind down time for you? What do you do with wind down
I'm
time?
chilling in the dark, fam. I might be on my phone for a bit, just
On his
for a
phone.
few things, innit?
He's on his phone, innit?
But I'm not.
No,
It's
he's on
not
his
heavy.
phone.
I'm not concentrating on that end. I might flip through my phone, cool. See what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Look up a few things,
See, I question if
and then
that's
I'm
wind down
then
time.
I'm gone.
That's my only thing.
It's
Because
winding down a lot more than
Then what?
just usual stuff, innit?
But what would you usually be doing? You're either playing Xbox or you're probably on your phone. Or like
No, I'm watching something. I can get me little sister. Oh,
Sky
sister.
Hey.
So cool.
Bangs. I finished
You
it
think it
yesterday.
bangs?
And
Yeah,
Rich,
I'll start
you
it
don't
again.
watch
I
it.
haven't
Rich,
watched
you don't
any
watch
of
it. You
I
start
don't.
it.
Yeah.
Rich,
I don't think it bangs.
You wouldn't
you wouldn't
question
question
it.
it. Rich, I finished it yesterday. I'm heartbroken. Like,
I don't know if I
watched it
what's
again.
mad?
Man.
You
Really?
wouldn't question
I
it.
feel like that won't bang. I feel like
Now,
if
Rich,
you like old series and sitcoms, yeah. I feel like there's a rare
Nah.
few that
Rich,
hold
Rich,
water and hold weight.
Rich, I bet get it in today. Start today, fam.
I'm not going to. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I would tell Les,
That's
but he
never
just said
gonna
he's not
happen.
going to watch no more series.
I don't think.
I'm not watching. I'll be honest, yeah. Watching Sister feels like a terrible use of my time. Like,
It's not. Hey, Dan, tell him, fam.
You can only take the people to the water, innit?
Yeah,
Can't
you can't make nobody drink.
Nah, yeah, it's true. But Rich, look, people wind down different ways, innit? I'm good. I'm good with that.
No, that's fine. I just
I'm
feel
in
like
bed, lights off.
I feel like on your phone, yeah, it's a lot more active than we all think.
Stimulating,
Yeah, it
It's
is.
very stimulating, bro.
It is.
Endless scroll, bro. There's always something for man to all the time. I feel like winding down.
But I dim the light though, innit? I do dim the light.
It all off.
I dim the light.
So the only difference is you turn the light off, like
Yeah, so it's not in my face.
actual light off. I mean, that's supposed to make a difference, isn't it? But I guess it's something. It's something.
It's a step in the right direction. You just got to swap that out for a book, man. Arsene Wenger's
bruv, I'm not a reader, fam.
Have you tried audiobooks, Mike?
No.
When you listen to podcasts, do they tend to be visual?
Yeah,
Do you watch them?
yeah,
Yeah, maybe I don't know, but you listen to their music, and I like
Yeah.
podcasts for that reason. I
yeah,
can like podcast is a bit of a wind down to me,
Mm.
depending on the subject. If I'm
Yeah.
listening to it, if I'm watching it, it's too turned. Like,
That's why,
like,
Rich. That's
the
why,
visuals
Rich.
and
I
that,
feel like
I need to
I
chill.
go my thinking is if I'm gonna listen to this podcast with no visuals, I might just bang music, bang tunes, and then I'll watch the podcast.
Mm.
It's interesting, isn't it? Just to see what different
Mm.
kind of content
Mhm.
works for certain people and and how
Mm.
how it will stimulate you. This is also the time of year when everyone wants to read books as well.
Yeah.
I think for the last
It's
2
about
years we've said,
starting, man.
Mm.
yeah, no, that is it, you know, guys.
It's about starting.
It's
man.
about yeah.
Endeavor.
Yoga,
and try it.
meditating. No one trying to do.
Meditating.
I am.
I know
fam.
Dre does fucks with that.
Meditating.
Shout
Yeah.
out Dre.
Dre's quite heavy.
I'll
on
be
it.
honest. Yeah, I'm not a naysayer or a poo-pooer, but meditating.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't understand. And this is speaking from a place of lack of understanding, but I just don't
Ignorance?
understand. Man, are like,
That was the one I was looking for.
don't push
That
it.
was-
Hey, when we was away, yeah.
That was the
When
one
we
I
was
was looking
away,
for.
Don't push it.
I swear down, when we was away, I'm like, bro, Dre's sleeping, fam. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Man was like, he's meditating. Like.
He's on standby, cuz.
it does. It
You know,
does like,
hey,
what?
I don't know. Andre's been doing that for years.
Of Las Vegas. Like, I don't know about that. He's tired, isn't
But
I'm not meditating in the foyer, fam.
has anyone done yoga before?
Yeah, I've done. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Like, that's
I've done
more
meditation as well.
Oh,
But
yeah.
what is like meditation? When you just sit there,
There's
with
very
everything
different.
up and just breathe, like.
Yeah,
Yeah. Essentially, I'll give some apps as a bring in. Actually, there's a good series of
I
meditation.
thought you
at the
might have
moment
done
as
that
well.
before. Still, it rings a bell.
And I've done meditation. I've done a course, man. I've done a course back in.
I'll swear down.
Yeah, in September, I think, of last year. But again, it's like the gym, man. It's like it's a thing that you get benefit from, and you feel it's good for you, but it's easy to fuck off. Like I feel like most of the things that are good for us are like that. It's like, oh, like good food is good for you.
Yeah.
I want a burger right now, bro.
Yeah.
So
Like,
with
it's another one of those things.
a summary is what you're just sitting there in the silence and breathing deep.
You are sitting there. That's what it looks like.
I do that in the middle of the night.
That's on surface is that's what it looks like. That's how that's what it looks like, isn't it, man? You in your head you think a man sitting there like this,
Yeah,
with
with
his
the
legs
feet
crossed.
all like,
Yeah, I can't do any of
Indian
that legs
stuff.
crossed stuff, not properly anyway. So I don't do that. I will either like sit in this, or you can kind of see the chair because I'm bored and that. Like it's mad.
No, we can see it.
You can see the chair. Fam. You can see the chair.
Perfectly.
You lot can't see nothing. You
can see the chair.
You think I'm just floating.
You can see the
Because
chair.
I'm broad.
Just say what you're gonna say.
I'm actually sitting on a 2-seat sofa. You could only see the little bit there. It's
You are
mad.
a whole cheese. So I'll sit in the chair. I used to put my Mike and Dan have got those kind of headphones on, so it blocks out a bit more sound, so you're a bit more. I find those help. And you kind of just slow everything down. It's a conscious effort to kind of slow everything down. But what you realize, and I feel like a lot of people I'd say they react to it, but I don't know if they're conscious of it. So when you come yard or whatever, you put something on, you put on this, you do this to distract yourself. You don't really need all of these outside inputs. When you sit and you sit still with yourself, there's bare things in your head. Like things
Oh,
like
yeah. I hear you.
I might go like, say I'm meditating, I might go back to episode 123 of the podcast and be like, lad, I didn't say what I wanted to say correctly. Or I might go back to an argument, and this is something that I get loads, is I call it afterism. Like you have a chat, or it could be a podcast, whatever, and I think of the argument is the best one. After, I think of the best thing that I should have said. Like,
Everyone
oh man, I
gets
could have really got my point across with that. And you'll come back to that, for example, and you'll be like, but why is that affecting me? Why is that still in my head? Why am I still thinking about it? Why is that? You don't want to say a worry or concern. That makes it sound probably larger than it actually is. But then you you can do one of two things. You can just observe it, so you're aware of it. You know that, oh, maybe I've got maybe a bit of an ego problem going on here. Maybe, why does this affect me so much? Why did, when this happened, I think about it so much? Or why am I playing this event back over in my head? It's more getting to know yourself. And I think bare people aren't self-aware at all. Why do I struggle with X? Why do I, when I come yard, always just get on my, why do I get on my phone first thing when I wake up? And like you're doing, it's just, I think for me, mainly it's about becoming more aware of yourself for one. And the little like bullshit and tricks you do. Because it's like someone like me who you would know is typically quite busy. So really I should maximize my time. But I'll get up on my phone and scroll for an hour. And it just, I feel like just taking that time will make you more of aware of the little bullshit things that you do to kind of trick yourself. But also just find things that are on your mind that you're unaware of. Something is, there's a program running, you ain't closed down your apps in the background of your phone and it's taking up power from you. So you got used and you just slow down.
I like that. Yeah.
Meditation course. The first time I did it, it was kind of weird. Met this lady. She was like, "Oh man," I was just like, "You're bare unhealthy, man." She looks like, I assume she was like all vegan, like super that, but her bones were so thin, and I was just like, "Oh man," like I felt like you've gone too far. But anyway, these are the like ignorance and the preconceived kind of things that your head can just kind of make up. Sometimes you're not aware of. Anyway, she's gone into this room. She showed me this. She's taught me this technique. You have to do, and it's different depending on what types of meditation it is. But after it, I've come out blood. Like I always tell you, man, I'm 6'5", innit? I felt 6'5", like legit, like massive. I got on the train and I felt like I was
where's the
taking up
number?
bare space. I felt this guy.
It's just the feeling, mate. It's just the feeling.
I felt like bigger and like larger than I've ever felt. It's an odd feeling, man.
What's that?
Like, I imagine it's like a feeling like scoring that penalty or something. I just felt, I felt lighter. I felt bigger. It was a crazy feeling.
So some of the stuff that you said, yeah, I know Les bantered it before, but man do that before sleep and shit.
Do what?
Like the shit that's just running through man's head before I go sleep and shit.
Yeah, you will do that, but what if you're not on the phone, you've got to like.
No. I'm talking when I'm head on pillow. That's when I'm just thinking about bare things.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's a conscious effort to, and this is the secret and the thing that I find hard because I think I'm definitely an overthinker. Is you don't want to be thinking so much. You just want to be observing your thoughts. Because if you're thinking, you're again taking up energy, and that can lead you in a whole different direction. Like if it's something you ain't got the answers to, like a lot of people would have, like coronavirus last year. Just thinking, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? That creates loads of stress, anxiety. But if you just clock, like, raw, this coronavirus thing is really giving me issues. You can think why, or you can just observe it and know that that's a thing for you. And just that thing and giving yourself time out, not all of this input, helps you.
I hear that.
It helps me. I think it helps everyone, but you have to do it. And it's difficult. Don't get it twisted.
Dan, Dan, you're not looking sold on this one.
No, I'm here. The pitch is good.
Out of 10?
It's like a 7 and an 8. So Rich might get some subscription money from me. I might sign up to his thing that he's got going.
Yeah, a couple of months then.
Yeah. If I get a freebie,
it's a pyramid scheme.
I'm gonna look into it. Because no, as Rich said at the start, I'm slightly cynical, but that comes from a place of lack of understanding, not ignorance. So and I've read different things about it, and people say it's about sitting in, and you want to have zero thoughts running through your head. Like, you want to strip it all the way back where you've got like nothing, and it's just that's it.
I don't. Yeah,
it's
for me,
I've never been.
I don't see how that is possible. I guess you have to be at level.
No, this is the thing, Les. This is the thing. It's difficult. It's maybe like a yoga or gym. It's a practice. It's an exercise. But when you get to that point, blood, it's mad. Like to have it's
You're saying you've been there?
yeah.
It's like a
That's
pearly
like
gates.
it's almost like what you're if you're a fiend or whatever, what you're probably chasing
Mm.
is that it's almost like a moment of you could say like it's like post nut clarity.
Clarity,
It's
Clarity,
like
yeah.
it's like that, but extended. It's just like words can't do it justice.
Okay.
But when you get there, you know you're there. And it's do you know what it is? It's difficult. One of the things I guess not struggled with, but is a thing, is to get there and to stay there. Because once you get there, it's like that moment just before you fall asleep. So it's hard not to. Often I fall, I'll be like, oh fuck, like I wake up and like, oh man, I enjoyed it, like I overindulge kind of thing, and I just fell asleep. It's just a cooling of the mind and life. I rate it, and that is something I'm trying to do a lot more of in 2021 for sure this year, because it's just beneficial. It's just mad beneficial. But I'd say try it. As with all things, like, you probably never thought.
Skydiving.
I feel like with yoga, you probably have to give it more like a more concerted effort because it's not as like, you know, you get feedback from your body when you're doing yoga. Like, oh, this hurts.
Yeah,
I know what this feels like.
Man. I feel with the
I
meditation.
feel like you have. You're your obstacle in meditation.
Did it work?
I feel like it will be difficult for you, Dan, because you've already got the mental blocks. And then what will happen? And I've done this as well because I can be a cynic. When you're doing it, you're like, oh man, this is bullshit. This is BS. Like, and you're thinking bare stuff, but that's part of it. Once you overcome it, it's nice still.
What are you listening to when you put your headphones on?
Surely nothing.
Oh no, I put the headphones on to zone out.
Oh, okay, right.
To block out.
But then you can also listen to
There's them apps, isn't it?
like calming music. There's like, I've got a couple bring-ins from this actually, that will be around this.
Sweet.
Do you know what got me into it again? I would say, and it was this year because I'd done the practice last year. Was keeping up for it, found it useful, but whatever reason, like the other stuff, it just fizzled out. You've heard of him, Dan? You've heard of Wim Hof? Yeah. This guy's like, they call him the Iceman. He's got like the record for
holding his breath.
He's climbed.
Oh, you've mentioned it
for
before.
breath. He can hold his breath for like 8 minutes. He climbed Everest in his boxer shorts. Like he's able to withstand extreme conditions, let's say. And this mainly comes down to, he does like yoga and stuff like that, but mainly comes down to his practice of meditation. And he's got this, I'll send the link and maybe we'll tweet it or whatever if anybody else wants to listen to it. But he's got an app, but he's also got a small kind of mini introduction to meditation. And you do this breathing exercise. You do it like 3 or 4 times over. The first time you might hold your breath a little over a minute. By the end of 3 or 4 rounds, I could hold my breath for 3 minutes. He also does this with press ups. So you do this breathing technique, and then let's say you set a baseline, so you can do 25 press ups. At the end of it, you'll be able to do 50, 60 without and you're not at the most right now. If I don't do that breathing thing, I can probably do 40, 50 press ups. You do this breathing thing, you can do way more. It's a mad it's very. I just find it very interesting. It's just very interesting. But I'll bust man on some links and stuff to that.
I've been burnt by Chinese medicine before, man. So
yeah, that Chinese medicine stuff. Again, I'm a cynic, Dan, as well.
Well, I haven't been burnt myself. I've seen it. Yeah, and I'm just like,
I haven't been burnt myself.
Crushing chicken bones, bro, and then man, like, wow.
yeah, getting you to eat all kind of fuckery, and
that's what it is. I'm a victim of things I've seen in it. So, but meditation, I've only heard good things. So, yeah, I could with all the time I got on my hands. I'll give it a go, man.
Fam, you could become a guru, fam. Get into it, bro.
Nah, them man are shaky.
Some of them man are shaky still.
The Bikram yoga guy, that's a interesting
Bikram
documentary,
yeah. That's essentially a cult, man. When you put it.
Hollywood Hills and all that.
Yeah. That's a good documentary.
So meditation for the mind,
Yeah, man. I mean, other than what other mental exercises you do, like read and mathematics and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's strenuous, I mean, it's strenuous until you get to the point. But our minds are, it's another muscle, man.
I'm gonna put this down more.
That's a big thing. But then what I find is you might end up replacing it with something else.
Yeah,
Which
Like
isn't
another-
You gotta
necessarily.
make that effort not to, innit?
Another screen or another pastime?
I think a lot of people go from one screen to another. I'm super guilty of that. I've got my iPad, I've got my phone here, I'll bounce around. That's one of the things I like about Amazon showing the football. I can go into another room, it's just on my phone. Like I don't miss a goddamn thing. So I'm guilty of that, and I don't think I'm the only one. I think we just do that. Bare. But less screen time. We've had this conversation before as well. I think less screen time is good.
Yeah, and I guess the things I follow on these social media platforms as well. That needs a
Addressing.
a bit of addressing, a revision. But I know some of you man are already on that path, which is cold. But yeah, I feel like upskilling as well, man. I've got time, so I feel like
What's it gonna be then this year?
I don't know, man. This Python thing's appealing to me. But I feel I really need to. Tomorrow's my first day back at homework on furlough, so I'm gonna have a little quarterly review of myself and then take it from there. But I'll definitely get back to you. Because there's just a wealth of information out there, and it's just about kind of
man.
How I can help you out. But I feel like it's always a good time to get back into these things.
I could see you doing the coding thing.
Yeah,
I know you like. Dad, you're sitting like a yogi, mate.
It looks like it. I'm not. I can't.
You sold him, bro.
Yeah, I'm meditating already. I'm floating. I'm not even
wasting no time, fam.
I'll feedback on that.
Yeah. Let us know.
That's the app. Sorry, that you hear about a lot. Headspace.
Yeah.
I've
used that. That's pretty good.
When man start asking me to pay, and that's when I'm out.
And you know what I think with a lot of this is, and to what Richie said just now, it's replacing. Like I said, with watching a series, I'd rather sometimes sit and watch a series than do something that I know I need to do, or just to turn it off and maybe even read like a chapter of a book and then just chill. I think it's accepting that you can't sit here and watch 4 hours of whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
There's something, even if it's just sitting in silence on your own and just thinking, right, what am I doing for the next month? Or how can I make money? How can I save money? How can I do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do? It's accepting and realizing that you need to cut this stuff. And I guess I'm saying that to myself, or realized it, that you can't sit here and watch hours on end of whatever, because it does.
You can.
As much as I enjoy it, and I'm not saying don't watch a series at all. If you've got downtime, then of course do what you want to do. But I think there's an excessiveness of doing it, and I'm trying to get out of the habit of doing so and doing other things that I know that will be beneficial to me and that I obviously enjoy to begin with.
I'm quitting smoking as well.
I was gonna say, but the man are saying that is their medicine, fam.
Yeah.
That's when they're meditating.
I'm quitting again, man. 30 years in a row, I've done.
I have been thinking about not stop
30 years sober, fam.
Quitting drinking, not for dry jam, but just in general.
It has crossed my mind, and I dropped it out very quick.
I think
hey, bruv, don't listen to this guy, bruv. This guy's gonna have a beer, watching some new series, like, allow it, fam. He's gonna be watching some next series with a cold one on the side. Like, it's mad.
I said I was thinking about it. No, I definitely have, and I thought about it earlier last year.
What you mean, like drinking less, or just dropping it out?
Just dropping it out. Just
how come?
Just because it's not. It doesn't. It's only damaging to you.
I've seen you drunk. Still, it's damaging.
Yeah, and exactly. I'm not even abandoning or worried. Yeah, and some of the stuff kind of ended up. I'm like, bro, this is horrible. And again, as we're getting older, we're not old men, but the hangovers last more than a day now. Yeah, 2 days, and depending on what state you get yourself in, it could be 2 days and a bit. And the last half a
feel
day,
you.
you're just bare tired. Like it's just,
I feel you.
and the state, I'm just like, yeah, this is. But obviously, you have to be drinking quite a bit. Not everyone.
Yeah. Just
not
I
everyone
was
will
gonna say
understand that.
just tone it down a bit, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
also-
that's something I've
also,
been-
It's just that it's just
Sorry.
don't drink as much.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm just a bit like, if I'm not gonna do it fully, what's the point?
That's how I kind of feel with the drinking thing. I feel like, I mean, over the Christmas period, I was just drinking
It's tough.
recreation just because it's in the yard, isn't it? I'm like,
Mm.
why not watch the ball with a drink?
Someone's got to drink it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I don't know, man. I guess one of the things that I'm realizing is just clocking like good habits for myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what? One of the things, and I guess in a way, I didn't really think it would have this effect on me. Getting like, what do they call it, a wearable or a strap or whatever you want to call it, one of these, yeah, and seeing what drink does to my next day, like on a more accurate level than I just feel a bit shit. How it affects me has made me like not want to drink so much.
What?
Like,
How does that monitor it? What does it do?
Well, it tells me my recovery, how much I recovered overnight,
recovery, sleep,
sleep, what my optimal strain should be for the next day. Like, so if I get a good night's sleep, it will say it has a strain value. Let's say 10 is average, but I get a good night's sleep. It might say it's my strain today, recommended strain is like 17.9 or some shit, which means I could do at least a 5K and without exceeding it. I mean, sometimes there'll be times you want to exceed it because you're really trying to push. But if I do really push, then I need to get a better night's sleep. And then like it's managing it. And yeah, since having this, I'm like, alcohol really fucks with you, like way more than you think, and way more than you're probably aware of. And I just think with a lot of things now, I feel like it's risk versus reward, isn't it? It's like not that there's a risk in alcohol, but it's like, is this gonna make my night at the moment in this much better? Then is it gonna give me? Is it gonna add or is it gonna subtract? Is it an asset or a liability proposition? Yeah. And I guess since having this, I'm like, it's less and less. Don't get twisted. I don't think I'll ever give up drink, but I'll pick my moments better. And I mean, I'm kind of like that anyway, man. Like, even like, I mean, I'm not a big raver. This year I probably raved more than I have in the years before, particularly in this country. But one of the reasons I like to party abroad is because if we're gonna do it, let's really do it. Like,
Yeah. I'm with
I
you.
won't be thinking about work and you know what I'm saying. So, but yeah, the drink thing. I think it's something I could do, but I don't think it's an addiction like my smartphone that I can't manage. I can easily manage how much drink. I just be like, I'm not drinking today. Like, it's simple. It's not. I don't have that craving. That's not my vice, isn't it?
No, I feel you.
Hey, what would you lot, just saying that? What would you lot say your vice is?
That's a good question, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
And think of I think when we think about vices, we think like drugs, alcohol, shit like that. Gambling. Don't think of it like that, because I don't think ours are that extreme. But it doesn't mean it's not your vice. So just think of something you enjoy doing. Really, it's kind of
my vice is share it, like having a good time with the Mandem, like a mad time and laughing. That's like I'd pay good money to do that. Like,
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we missed out on this year. But yeah, that's my thing. Like, just busting out,
bonding
somewhere out,
maybe
like unbridled. Like, no, we got to be home this time. Or da 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 da. Yeah, that's my take.
I think that's everyone's.
That's a good one. That's definitely mine. That's definitely one of mine. I think I feel like this year I've become more aware of it, is doing things, like just having something to do. And I think it's just being a creative somewhat as well. Like, one thing I've noticed for a while now is that I'm gonna die with probably my best ideas in my head, because I just always have ideas. So choosing to not do something is more difficult for me.
Mm.
That's why I do the meditation and stuff like that. It's to stop me, because, and I say it's a vice, and these things have been good for me, but there does come a point where it's taken away from me, or it's affected my relationships. Or I remember Mandem used to joke, this is going back like 10 years, oh, Rich ain't coming, he's doing his portfolio. Like I've been a bit of a work addict in that sense. So one of the things I'm trying to do is slow that down and stop it at moments. That may be my advice somewhat, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, I don't like to call. Yeah, I don't. It's not even. It's weird because it's not like work so much. It's just. It's, I don't know. Part, and I guess there's an overlap. It's like some of it is just creating because I'm curious. I guess. Yeah, whatever. I think that might be my thing, and I'm trying to get on top of that. And thinking. I think a lot. I just think.
Yeah, I definitely think there. Like,
I'll be thinking.
fam, I'm just thinking still.
All right,
I'm just like, I'm just always like thinking, bro. Always thinking, and yeah, taking a pause from that is a good thing. Mike, I think you're from as a friend and from my perspective, yours is this pal, this guy. I think this is most people.
Maybe. Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Because it gives you everything. It gives you a bit of what Dan's talking about with the Mandem. It gives you community. It gives you something to watch. It gives you music you like. It gives you everything. This is all of ours, but yeah. I think
definitely.
it plays a big part in,
boom, got to go on. Check like 3-4 apps quickly. Do the same again in a couple minutes. It's mad.
That's a problem.
Like,
What you gonna say, Rich?
That is so mad. I was gonna say yours is, but I don't know. I don't think it's a vice actually, because you like manage your life. You're not like mad broke for crep or whatever. It's just I think it's more of a passion.
Trainers
for you. I was gonna say that, but I think it's incorrect. Yeah.
I would say so. I've always been or paid attention to trainers or footwear in general. I'd say it's not just, doesn't have to be trainers. And just as man would know and have seen in the last couple years, I've bought quite a lot. I want to keep doing it. I think you always hear conversations about don't buy this and don't buy that, but you have to live in it.
But in stocks, all of that shit.
Yeah.
You put all that money into some real estate.
No, Bitcoin, man.
I heard it's back up.
Bitcoin's back. My cryptos ain't, fam.
But yeah, I think
big style.
Trainers are I say fashion to an extent. I don't, because there's people who are more into it than I am. But things like, I think, and I guess to round it off, probably, and it's probably not even advice, it's just something that I'm interested in, is just anything that's quite creative. I think that's why I'm so into TV series, is that I'm not watching it because it's like the coolest thing to watch or everyone's watching it. I'll watch something that no one's watching and it'll be good because I rate like how it's done, camera angles, like storytelling, actors and actresses, like their quality of how they perform. Those are the reasons why I'm watching these things, not because it's the latest series or whatever it is, or it's a pastime or something to watch. There's a lot of stuff that man watch that I don't watch. But yeah, I'll probably say some of those things I mentioned. Probably say some of my advice. I think free. Again, if you want to call it advice, free time. I think that's quite a big one for me. Is
free time is advice?
It's not. Again, not if so. I wouldn't call it that, but it's just something that I enjoy is having free time. A lot of people like you said, Rich, you like to keep busy and always have something to do and something on the go. Whereas I'm like the opposite. And one of my managers said this to me at work. She was like, you always look like you're not doing anything, but it's because you do everything quickly and get it done with.
Because you want to get free time.
Because then you can get free time. So yeah, I'd say if you want to call it advice or not, but I just like the free time and the downtime to think and maybe do something else. Just being constantly busy with sometimes mostly bullshit, depending on what it is that you're doing. I'm not really. I don't really rate it.
I see you, fam.
Fair play.
Vice City.
Oh god,
Vice City, fam. Come on.
yeah, that's a new one for the man, isn't it?
That's
Man, them
that's
play
definitely a new one. Yeah.
GTA fam.
Los Santos.
Mm.
Come on.
Have we got any bring-ins this week?
I do.
I think so.
Les, you might have to break your little series for us for this one.
Why?
Because this is one that you might need. You'd appreciate it. Dan, I'm going to sign you up on it as well. This is actually, in fact, fuck you, Mike as well. You too. We spoke about the Headspace app. They have a series on Netflix.
I think I've seen it
at the
actually.
start of this
Oh,
year.
swear down.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it.
I listened to, I think, 2 episodes, and it talks about like meditation and whatnot. And I think it does. I guess as someone that works in creative industries and like just appreciates visuals, I think it really conceptualizes and visualizes what meditation is very, very well. And it takes you, like, it's a guide to meditation, so it teaches you how to meditate.
Yeah.
I did it, I want to say on the first day of the year, actually. And I found it really useful. It's just brief, but it was nice. It was good. And then I did it yesterday. I did it before the fight, actually. And I fell asleep briefly and then woke back up. But yeah, I've spoken loads about meditation today. But if anyone is curious about it, that is probably the best entry point right now. It's on Netflix. You probably have a subscription. Check it out. Do a couple episodes. I've only done 2 myself. And see how you feel. See if it does anything for you. In fact, I want to hear. Yeah, please do it, because I want to hear what you lot, how you thought or felt about it on next week's episode. How about that? I'll give you lot some homework.
Yeah.
So that's my bringing Headspace Guide to Meditation on Netflix.
Called.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Let me also bring the Wim Hof as well, because I seem to be all about meditation today. I'll send a link for the Wim Hof. You'll see it on our Twitter. On this is more about that, like, do his breathing techniques. You could do bear press ups and shit like that. Hold the breath for time. Because that one's quite interesting, because it's turned like into something physical.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wim Hof, the Wim Hof method, and Headspace Guide to Meditation are my bring-ins. You boys shoot your shots.
Yeah, I got one. It's one that we was talking about just before we come on, actually. Shout out Natty. Natty put it in the group. I thought I might as well bring it in. That 50 tune. It's actually decent.
Okay.
I think a few of us weren't expecting it to be decent like that, but it's 50 Cent, and it's called Part of the Game. And it's a good video as well, actually.
It's good. It's good that 50 make decent music.
Yeah. I think like the Woo kind of
made him.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say he's back on that like that. Nah.
Easy. Could have easily done that as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
My bringing this week is a song that you probably hear it all over social media and TikToks and whatnot. It's Hoopty by CJ. It's just a tune that's just ringing out right now. So yeah, check that out.
I don't think I've heard that yet. Les, you got to bring it?
Nah, man. I actually don't have one this week. Nothing from me.
Okay.
That's the first one of the year.
That is the first one of the year, man.
Done. Episode 188.
188, yeah.
So by the end of this year, we should be on an extra 52. So that takes us to, we should end on 240.
Nice round number.
Let's see.
That's fine.
Let's see.
See if anybody misses anyone.
I think I'm gonna make a prediction and say 235.
235.
236. 236. 236.
Annual leave.
236. 236.
A couple of annual leave days. I'm not gonna have a prediction on that. Let's just see.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
I'm going for the 240.
Love that.
We're not missing an episode.
Yeah.
Well, Happy New Year, guys. Thanks for coming back, listening, whatever, however you're doing this. Please continue to like, subscribe, follow, share, all of that stuff. Interact as well. I love the interaction. It's brilliant.
Keeps
But
us
yeah.
on our toes.
Yeah, man, I like it. Tell Dan he's wrong. He's skeptical. All of that shit.
Ignorant.
Tell him he's ignorant. Actually.
Yeah,
Just
not
to
ignorant,
his
man.
dad and
Everything.
say ignorant. Just say that
Everything.
you're ignorant. Just keep it that. Don't even tell him what he's being ignorant about. Just ignorance. Yeah, man, we're back. It's the Mandem podcast.
Keep it locked.